I'm going to talk about this ideology or uh, this plan or this career plan of many students or many engineers working in India, that they have this affinity to come abroad and do the masters. So I'm going to stick to the Germany because I have experienced the things and I know the things because I have witnessed them. So I'm going to talk about the idea of the Indian people or the Indian students, Indian youth in general, to come to Germany and do the masters. I just want to put my thoughts on it, and these thoughts are factual. That what I have seen people doing, and since I live in Germany, I know how much it benefits. And when people come here, how is their life? What challenges they face, and is it really worth or not at the end of the day. So I would say people who come here to do a master's, their primary goal is to get a job here. So masters is a one form of a study. So if you are doing some study, it's just about you want to learn something so that it can help you in some aspects of your life. It may be like applying it to your job or getting a job, or some people they are just into a study, they do a research, they are more kind of a researcher or scientist, I would say, and they like to study and do something innovative. So that can be a reason for the few people, but among the community of India and the Indian youth, the main sole purpose of doing a master is just to get a job abroad. And that's where I see a problem is happening. If your purpose is just to get a job abroad, doing a master is not the only way. Okay, so people are like in India, people are using this solution or this method from the years, that they come here in Germany, they do a master's. After doing a master, they find some internship or the working student, whatever, they convert that internship to a full-time job and spend some time here to just get exposure of the foreign culture or the foreign working culture, working market or the job market, whatever you say. So I would say doing a master is definitely not one way for that. You can still get a job, because I feel in the last 4 or 5 years, the progress that digital learning has made, the progress that YouTube has made, and the creators on the online platform like the digital learning platform like Udemy, Coursera, whatever you name it, education has been available there free, and the country where you are living is no longer a barrier. You can learn some course still staying in the India via the means of online way. You can do an online course, you can learn anything, you can learn online things remotely, and that is basically perfectly fine. You will get a knowledge which basically you can apply for your job. There are multiple courses which are job oriented that you can learn in India also. And let's talk about the Indian education system. We have the IITs, we have the IIM that have very high level of standard. So if you ask me, no university in the Germany basically competes with the level of difficulty what we have in the IIT and the IIM. So if you feel that in the Germany or in the Europe you will get some university where the quality of education is so high, you also get exposure to something different, something new, or you study along with the people who are super intellectual, who comes from the different classes. That's not a fact. Okay, of course you get to meet people who are from the different backgrounds, from the different community, from the different countries, but it doesn't mean that the quality of education you will get is super high, and you don't get that in India. If you just look at the example of the Indian education institutions, Indian universities like the IITs, IIM, the level of difficulty what this institution has, or the exam that you crack, basically JEE advancement, that it's basically very high. You don't see that anywhere in the Europe or in the German country. So we have very high standard of education, and I'm very proud of that. Being someone who is literate and who likes have interest in intellectual things. I personally feel that the level of standard that what India had set via the mean of this institution IIT IIM, we should be super proud of it. And but we as an Indian feel that okay, if it's something if you are not able to make to the IIT, they feel okay, let's go to abroad in the Germany and find some university. So since we have the competition so much in India, this becomes the escape route for the people. So it means that you are not eligible of something, you do not deserve, or you are not that much prepared for to crack the IIT or get into IIT, and then you decide, okay, I don't want to go to IIT, I'll go to somewhere else, and I will get an admission there and will study there, and people will like quality of education will be better there in the Germany, not in the IIT. So people basically, the youth in India basically judge the quality standards of our highest institution, IIT's IIM, because they are not able to make that. And I think it similar goes for the MPS and UPSC. The level of competition we have for this exam is very high, and they have kept the standards, the difficulty levels also high. So there has to be a reason for that, and I think it is pretty fair from this institution who are conducting this exam. They have to keep it very high because they want to evaluate the right talent. They want to get the right people to do the job. So that is totally fair. So conclusion, don't blame the Indian education system. It's already too high. If you're not able to make there, basically you don't deserve it, and you take some escape route, and then you start to judge, okay, India, I wasn't able to do the things there in India, and I'm now here and do something bang. So that's not always the case. Okay, I want to talk about one interesting case that I have seen in multiple people, in many of the friends or the mutual friends that I know. I have an example of people who have done their engineering, 4 years of Bachelor of Engineering. After that, they did 3 years of MBA, Master of Business Administration, and they got some job or some internship in India, or in some cases they have not got. Then they decided to come here in Germany or abroad and to do the master in the Europe. So they spent like 2 years also studying something. So and after doing all of this, they are still struggling to find a job in Europe. So I mean, it's not definitely about the education system here. You studied 4 years of engineering, you did 3 years of MBA, then you are doing 2 years of master. So let's count how much it becomes, like 4, 3, 7, 8, 9 years of your life you have spent just learning, and still you feel like you are not competent enough to get a job. So it's definitely not a problem with the education system of any country. Usually people blame India for it. It's not a problem of a country or the education system. It's a problem with you. You are not ready to do the job. You're not able to learn the things which are job oriented, which you can apply to the real world problems, and you can add a value. So the education that you're learning, somehow you're not able to convert that into valuable output. That's a problem, and that's a problem with you, not the education system.